Ali. Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is another tutorial in my creepypasta makeup character tutorial series. It's meant to be Laughing Jack. So Laughing Jack is meant to be a clown, so this also doubles up as my 4th evil clown tutorial. But yeah, it's an awesome story, so I definitely suggest you guys read it. I won't spoil it for you guys out there. But yeah, so this is my Laughing Jack look. It was actually requested loads recently. I mean, since I've been doing my creepypasta tutorials, everyone wants to see Laughing Jack. So I'll flash on the screen now the first few people that requested it. The first person who actually requested it was Delaney Sinclair. I'll put the name there. Hopefully I'll pronounce your name right. So I'll pop your name there. So thank you. You were the first person that requested it. But yeah, so thanks you everyone that requested it. I wouldn't have known about this look if you guys hadn't let me know. So thank you. But yeah, so this is my Laughing Jack look. If you'd like to see how to recreate this, stay tuned. So for this look, I'm going to be using a mixture of a gelatin prosthetic and I'm going to be using liquid latex to build up my brow to make it a bit more demonic. I was going to use gelatin for the brow, but I do keep using the same gelatin piece and I don't want the eyebrows to be angry. I just want them to be very blunt and just very emotionless. So, well, unless I change my mind later on, but so I think I can do that with liquid latex. I was going to do the nose with that, but it's got to be quite long, and I've made a cone nose piece like the story says he has, so I'll show you that in a bit when I apply it. But to start off with, I'm going to block my eyebrows out so they're safe to put liquid latex over. So I'm going to apply a layer of Spirit Gum, then wax, then more Spirit Gum, just so they're completely secure. I'll put a link here to a tutorial I've done in the past to teach you guys how to block your eyebrows out, just so I can save some time up in this video. So yeah, so I'm going to do that, and we'll go from there. There we go. So now for the nose. This is the nose I've made. I'll pop a video here on how to make gelatin prosthetics just in case you guys want to know how I've done it. But it was a fairly easy sculpt. I just sculpted a long point on the nose and thin edges so I could just tape them off onto my skin. So yeah, it's that. It's very, very silly, very theatrical. But the idea is when I do this and blend it down to my skin, I can paint black and white stripes going along it just like the story says he has. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Pro Stick, or you could use Spirit Gum, and I'm going to coat the inside of my prosthetic and then my nose, and I'll be able to press it down and we can blend the edges with witch hazel afterwards. Okay, so I can just press the prosthetic down and line it up. Okay, so when that's dry, I can take some witch hazel, which is, you can get it in most pharmacies, chemists, places like that. It's basically stuff you put on top of bruises to bring down swelling, but it also happens to blend gelatin really nicely. So when this is dry, I can take it on a cotton bud and I can just slowly rub away at the ends of my prosthetic just so it blends off into my skin. Okay, so now that's done, I should explain why there's a white edge and a white tip on the end of my nose. I took some liquid latex and a cotton bud and I just went around the edge after I blended it, just because it really does help blend the edges after the witch hazel, and it just, in my experience, seems to keep it from peeling up. And plus I'm going to be grinning a lot for this look because the idea is meant to be very, very smiley, so, and I don't want the edges to flick up. So yeah, and the the tip of my nose, there's a tiny little air bubble right at the end of the nose and it was bugging me, so I filled it with liquid latex. Yeah. When I paint it, hopefully you won't be able to see any of that. So now I've done that, I'm going to take some more liquid latex and a sponge and I'm going to start applying that all over my forehead and over my eyebrows, so about this area here, so not much thicker than that and not further down than that. Okay, so I'm going to coat that to probably about 4 coats, and then I'll look at layering up with maybe some tissue depending on what kind of style we go for. So then we can take, as usual, tissue paper. So it's regular tissue paper that I've torn into to get the thinner side. So the idea is I'm going to take thin strips of that, so that's probably a bit big actually. There we go. And the idea is that I can, well, now I've saturated the area, I can just press this down into the latex and take my sponge and latex and start saturating it on top. So as I said, I'm going to do this in a very straight brow, so very emotionless look. So I'm going to do this for about 7 coats in the middle. So just make sure to let it dry in between each coat. So it's going to be very no angry brow or sad brow, just very straight across, so all the expression's going to be in the mouth. So I'm going to do 7 coats in the middle and try and make it free, and then 1 coat of tissue on the edge, just so it does taper off into the skin. So yeah, so I'm going to do that, and we shall go from there. Okay, so I've got this very straight looking expression, very menacing looking, draws the attention to the eyes, that kind of thing. And because I'm impatient and can't wait for this to dry, I'm going to start working on the nose before I do the foundation. I think most of this detail is going to be in the nose and the mouth. So the story describes Laughing Jack as having a big swirly cone nose, and later on says about he's in a world of black and white. So I'm going to go with a black and white cone nose. So I'm going to stripe, alternatively, black and white until I get to the base here. I hopefully want to get the last layer, last ring to be black, so I can just coat white out for the rest of the foundation. So I'm going to take my Collection 2000 felt eyeliner pen, my extreme felt eyeliner pen rather, and I'm just going to start tracing on the shapes. I mean, you could use a pencil or an eyeliner pencil or anything like that, anything would be easiest. But this is easiest for me, so I'm going to start marking on the shapes and then I can colour them in. I think I'm actually going to colour it in the black with this because this pen is awesome. Okay, then I'm going to take some Snazaroo Clown White and I'm going to use that neat. And I'm going to start filling in the areas in between this spiral that I've done. So I've got big here and I've got spiralling around to the end. So there we are. Nice and spirally. So now I've done that, I can take my Snazaroo Clown White and I can apply it in random areas and then blend it into my skin with a kabuki brush. Make sure to apply it on your neck and ears as well. Then I'm going to take my Grimas translucent powder and I'm going to press that all over my face, obviously not the nose because I've already painted that. But yeah, I want to do that just to get rid of the shine and just to make things a bit more even. Then I'm going to take some of my Grimace Black Cream, and this is in 101, and I'm going to use that to colour all of my eyelids and this area here. Try to make it as straight as you can on the top just to emphasise the latex, the prosthetic that we've made here. Okay, so I've gone for that type of shape, so it's gone quite low down here. Don't worry about the messiness because it's a cream, so I'm going to take a new brush now and I'm going to start blending this cream outwards. You can go quite far with the bottom half of this, but remember not to smoke it out too much on the top, and if you do, make sure to make it straight across. Okay, so I've gone for that kind of blendy, evil glare shape. Yeah, so now I'm just going to quickly take an angle brush and that black cream again, and I'm just going to do 1 or 2 lines, just following the bags of my eyes. Yeah, just like that, just to tire out the look a little bit. Then I'm just going to take my Collection 2000 eyeliner gel, and I'm going to line the waterline of both my eyes just so the darkness kind of tapers in. Then I'm going to start in the mouth, so I'm going to take my Grimace Black Cream and I'm going to use an angle brush because I want this to be very sharp looking. And I'm going to do not a huge mouth, but I want a mouth that is got a prominent grin. So I'm going to start tracing on the shape that I want, and then I'm going to blend that in with some barium black lipstick. So there we go. So I'm not going for a huge smile, but obviously it's more exaggerated. So then I'm going to take my number 37 barium lipstick, and I swear by this. I love this so much. I've used it forever. So yeah, so I'm going to apply that all around this lip shape and try not to go too far out of the edges. The cream will keep it in place. Okay, so I've got this very clowny-like smile, but sinister at the same time, because I'll give this very sharp cupid's bow in the middle just to make things look a bit more angled and, again, sinister. Because it does mention that he is supposed to be a clown in the story, so yeah. So I'm just going to do some final touches now, so I'm just going to take my cream again on an angle brush, but I'm going to make sure I don't have as much colour. There we go, just so I've got a tiny bit that's smoky and manipulate, and I'm going to draw some nasal labial folds on and then smoky it outwards. So just to give the top lip the appearance that there's a grin going on. There we go. So I've faded them outwards for the nasal labial folds, and I've also done 2 lines here that I've blended inwards just to give like a kind of a grimace. I'm using a grimace to make a grimace. Oh god, I'm sorry. This is why I don't joke in these tutorials. I come up with terrible things like that. I'm sorry. So that's pretty much it for the makeup. I might neaten a few things up at the end, we'll see. The contact lenses I'm going to be using are from Camo Eyes. They're mesh lenses. They're basically, I'll pop the name of them in the description bar below. They're basically mesh lenses. You can see through them. It's ever so slightly blurry, but it's not too bad. You get used to it really quickly. But it basically whites out the eyes. Now in the story it says that Laughing Jack, has white eyes ringed with black. So I was going to use either white lenses or I was going to use my Medusa Sclera lenses, but I don't know, I think it'd be a lot more eerie if I have it looking like there's just nothing there in there. There's no expression, there's nothing, just clear white eyes. I've used them a lot in the past and they do seem quite effective. So I'm going to pop those in, apply my long black wig and my costume, and we'll go from there. So there we go. I'll only use these teeth for a few seconds because obviously it gives me this lisp and it's really hard to talk. But yeah, so that's the look. So yeah, I'm going to take these out now so I can talk. So there we go, I can talk now. That's why I don't like using those teeth. I mean, they look effective, but you just can't speak in them. It gives you such a lisp. And for people that ask where I get those teeth from, I've used them in a lot of my videos before. They're called Wes Craven Teeth, and I got them from Charlesfox in London. Yep. But yeah, so that's my look. I finished the look off by applying, as I said, my mesh contact lenses. I popped on a stripy black and white top and a stripy black and white jumper that's got alternate sleeves, like black and white, stripy and black. Yep. And I didn't really want to use it, but I've seen a lot of fan art on the internet where Laughing Jack has got these feathered shoulders. So I decided to reuse my Ryuk Death Note shoulders, but I've sprayed the underside white just to match some more of the fan art that's coming out there. It just kind of it goes with the theme, I think, because it's meant to be black and white. And yeah, so the wig that I've got on is just this really long wig that I've parted in 3 sections, and I've backcombed the heck out of it so it's huge. Yeah, because the story just said it's got really long black hair, so that's what I went with. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, you know the usual, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye.